It starts with me coming out of work. I was walking out of work, and then I hear like these girls that was from my old school, but I'm just walking, and I get to the light where that Starbucks is and Pete's Coffee, and I pressing the little walking man, and then I look up, and then I see this moon, and it's huge, this moon, and then I look at it, I'm like, whoa, the moon is huge, and then I see another moon behind it, and I'm like, holy smokes, there's another moon behind it. And I like say it out loud, and everybody starts noticing. And then I turn like this, I turn around, and then there's another moon. And I'm like, holy, like there's another moon. And then I turned to the other side, and there's another moon, but like a half a moon type, not the full moon, another moon. And then I turn, there's another moon. There's like all moons all over the sky. And then I'm just like, holy smokes, and everybody starts panicking, everybody starts running like hell, everybody's just freaking out and hecka scared.
What, just simply after you pointed it
like
out?
Everybody started noticing, like it wasn't just me that noticed, everybody was like, oh my god, there's moons and multiple moons, and everybody, everywhere you look around, there's like different moons, like big moons, a moon behind a moon, there's like another moon, there's like a half a crescent moon, there's like another half a crescent moon, there's just like all these moons. And then so all of a sudden everybody starts running and panicking, and it was almost like we knew like that was the end, like the end, like it was the end of the, I don't know, the world or something was happening to Earth, and everybody's running. And then so like I just start running to the parking garage because I'm trying to get to my truck, and I'm trying to and then for some reason it's like there's the stairs, but you have to the stairs are covered, so you have to kind of climb to get to the floors. And then Stacy's with me, and I'm on my way running towards the back of the parking lot for Russian River. I run into Stacy, and she has these kids with her. I don't know if they're her kids or what. And we're running, and I'm like, run, we're just trying to run away from chaos or whatever's gonna destroy us. And then everybody's trying to run, and then we run, and all of a sudden, I have to she climbs, and I can't climb, and there's heck of people trying to get to the parking garage, and I'm like, help me, somebody help me, I can't get up to the next floor.
Why do you have to climb?
I don't know why I had to climb. It was almost like the stairs weren't there, and the only way to get there was to climb bars to get up to the stairs, because I don't know if the stairs were covered or what, so I had to climb through the bars of the stairs on the sides to get to the next floor. And I'm in the first floor, and I can't even climb to the second floor where my truck was supposedly on the second floor. And Stacy was higher, so she just climbs. And then I'm like, wait, and she's like, got somebody for help. And then there's some random guy. He's like, do you need help? And I'm like, I need help me, I can't climb. And then he lifted me up, and then I climb, and I go up there, and all the heck of cars are gone, and it's just my truck. And then all of a sudden there's another person with me, another, I don't know if it was a friend or something, and they go up to the third floor, and they go up, and then there's heck of people gathered, and everybody's heck of scared, and we're just chaos. And then we're the children, there's heck of kids all of a sudden. And then it was at a certain point, it was almost I was here at the gate of the house. And I was coming, I came to the house, and it was and I do remember when I was running to the parking garage, I was oh my god, I thought of you. And I was Ruben, because it was 5 something after work, and I was I prayed, I was oh my god, I hope Ruben makes it home, I hope he makes it home. And then all of a sudden it was kind of I was here, and there was this person that had all the children and was taking care of them, and because it just happened, and everybody went into chaos, and somehow everybody was they took the children into one of the apartments type. But then all of a sudden I was back at the parking garage where there's heck of people, and then we were just I was in the second floor, and then Stacy was there with me, and then I was we gotta help, what happened? And then I was what happened to there was this friend that went up to the next floor, and I was what happened? I haven't seen her come back down or nothing. And so I'm we have to get up there. And so I climbed, and I got to the second floor, and I went up there, and they were dead, frozen, frozen dead, and it was what the heck? And all these people were frozen dead type people, figures, frozen type. in like certain areas, and I was like, what the heck? And I went. It's like when you kind of touch someone, it like fell apart. They fell apart.
Mm-hmm.
And so then it was like, oh, so
crumbled.
Then, yeah, kind of like crumbled, kind of like ashes, kind of like ashes, but like.
So they weren't frozen. Like with ice.
No, they didn't have ice. It was kind of like someone frozen in time type, but then you touch them and it just like crumbles like into ashes, like into pieces, but like ashes type. And it always reminded me like those movies where it's like the vampires get burned and it was like off the figure, but if you touch them then it's like.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like that, but it was like. It wasn't fire. It's like we all knew that the moons had something to do with that it was because of the moons, or we felt like it, but then people didn't understand why, or like, and I was like, holy crap, I got hecka scared, and like I went back downstairs, I went back to my truck, and then all of a sudden, somehow, like I don't remember it all, but at some point you were there, you got there, and you were just like, everybody was still panicking, and I was like, we gotta get out of here, and I had like, and then all of a sudden I wasn't wearing like my work clothes, I was wearing like my Adidas pants, and then you were like, let's go, and you were like, where are the keys? And I was like, I always carry my car keys, like always. I remember that day, supposedly when I was going to work, I was like, I gotta carry my car keys, even if I change or whatever. So I pulled out the car keys, and then all of a sudden, like everything was freezing. I don't know if it was because of the moons. Mm-hmm. Everything was like freezing, like those people froze to death. They were like frozen, and my car wasn't frozen because the other cars were like in the other higher levels, and mine was in the second floor. And I remember when we were coming back to leave, and I was like, we gotta get out of here, and we go to my truck, and I'm like, my truck's starting to freeze, like the windshield was trying to get like all icy, and so we got in the truck, and it was like we were driving, but then all of a sudden I was in like back into the parking garage, like again, in like a second or third floor, and there was heck of people there, and everybody was just scared, didn't want to go nowhere. And then all of a sudden, it was almost like I was watching. I was there, I was part of it, but then I was watching, and that girl from the 100 was there, the one that lived in the cave, that was friends with the guy that fell in love with her, about the painting, and that she almost died. You remember this one girl that when they were there and like caught within the cave people and they wouldn't let him leave, there was this one girl that was part of those people, but she was nice. This guy was like in love with her, and she was there, and she has something right here, like a little chip, something right there, but she was like in charge of like people, making sure that people didn't leave, but in a certain way I was her type, or I was watching her. And then all of a sudden I know these people were trying to escape, like they're trying to get out because everybody was just like kept in there and nobody could leave.
A parking garage?
Yeah, it was like a parking garage, but then it was like,
and then it turned into like a little prison?
A building type. Yeah, and they wouldn't let people leave because they're just like, it's like chaos out there. You'll die out there. You have to stay here. You can't leave. And we need to fix something. Like it was almost like there was a disease, and they're like, we need to find a cure. We need to find a cure. And it's like you shouldn't go outside because it's dangerous outside. Like you can get killed like those people by the moon or whatever it is that's causing it, that's unknown. And it's like they didn't know, and then the survivors, they were kind of like going up to like this doctor, and he was like kind of taking blood samples, and like we got to figure out why you didn't, or how to find a cure. Then it kind of became like we gotta find a cure, and then but some people didn't want to be all locked up. They're like, we want to go outside. What the heck? We just want to leave. We want to go outside, and and it was like you weren't being kept there like with guns type. It was just not allowed, like, man, you can't go outside, it's dangerous, you can't. And then it's like, I want to go outside, but it's like not letting them, but we weren't being mistreated in a sense, but it was kind of like we knew we couldn't leave, they wouldn't let us. And
quarantine.
Then, yeah, and then that's when it's like I distracted like the doc, because for some reason I was like part of them, or like helping them. I was one of the people that was helping them or something, to control the people and just be like, it's okay, you just can't go outside, it's dangerous. And it's like, it's dangerous. And then some people came like, you gotta help us. We don't want to be here. Like, they can't force us. Like, if we want to leave, we want to leave. And so that's when I was like, well, that is true. Like, you can't force people, And so I distracted, like, the doctors and the nurse people that were, like, in charge. I, like, just talking to him, distracting him as these people ran out. And then they noticed, and they're like, wait, they can't go outside. And he's like, what are you doing? Why are you helping them? I was like, dude, people want to leave. Like, you can't force people to be here. They want to leave. And he was like, they're going to die out there. We're trying to find a cure. And I was like, you can't force people to be here. You can't, like, you just can't force them to stay. If they want to leave, they want to leave. And then I started running outside. I was like, I'm leaving. And I started running outside with them. It was like 4 or 5, like five people or something. And then we're just running outside. And we're like, we're getting the heck out of here. Like, screw these people. And we just want to go outside. It's like that movie that we just watched the other day, that Divergent movie, where they're like, we want to know what's outside the fence. Allegiant. They're like, you can't go outside the fence. It's dangerous. But they won't tell them what's outside. And so we were just like, we want to go outside and we want to see how it is outside and what, why, like, not just staying here, Mm-hmm. But once we got outside and we went outside and it was like chaos. It was like, things were destroyed and like, but everything was still like standing, but there was like no people out there, nothing, and parts were destroyed. And all of a sudden
destroyed from what?
Like, well, I don't know. I don't know if it was from the moons or what the heck. I only know is people were like freezing to death. And things were like freezing. And then all of a sudden, I find this guy that was like a friend, like the guy that helped me climb. And I was like, you guys need to go back. Like, you're going to die out here. They're going to kill you out here. Like, people out here are crazy. They need food. They need water. Like, they're going to kill us, And then all of a sudden, I was in a ship, like a huge ship, like a cruise with like other people, and I was like, what the heck? And they're like, we're just gonna enjoy the rest of our lives. If we're gonna die, we're just gonna enjoy out here. And I even thought, I'm like, but why would you come out to the water? Like, we're all being killed by water and sunk by water. Why would you come up to the ocean full with water? We gotta go back. And somehow, like, I started turning the ship, and they're like, okay, because they got all scared, like hecka water was like hecka moving us. They're like, yeah, let's go back. They just got scared, and then we started going back. The ship started going back. Like, it was like this huge, like, tour, like, cruise ship thing, and it was like I could see it like moving in the water, and I was like, oh my god. And all of a sudden we came back to the shore, and we made it back to the shore, and then we could see, and like we were getting off, and then I saw one of the guys that had left, another guy that had left. I was like, you gotta go back, we have to go back. And he was running, 2 of them. He came back, they came like close to me, and they were running. They were being chased by like these evil guys that were following them, like people that were desperate on the streets. They were like surrounding us. I don't even know if they wanted to like eat us. And I was like, we have to go back to like that place where we were, the garage. And so we just started running, and all of a sudden there was like a girlfriend with me, and the guy started running ahead, and it was almost like we were running like Haworth Park, like when you go up in the hill, like Halla Hill, and then like we started running hecka down the hill, and like we were just like not falling, but hecka running away from those guys that were chasing them. There was other people running too, but there's like for some reason they were chasing us, and we're just hecka running, trying to get away from them. And that's kind of when I woke up. But also I woke up like 3 different times during the night, and then I went back to sleep, and I would go back to sleep into the dream, like it would continue.
Really?
Yeah.
The same way you're just telling me?
Yeah, it would continue. Like, I woke up at some point after when, like, I woke up, like, after I had climbed, and then there's all these people, and I was like, and then I went back to sleep, and then I went back to that part, and then all of a sudden it was like when I was here, and the kids, and they were like, just take care of the children, and there's heck of people dying and freezing to death, and then I, like, and then somehow at some point I woke up, and then when I went back to sleep is when I went back where those people were trying to leave, and they were trying to get me to help them and distract the guy that wouldn't let us leave. Man, that was crazy. The moons were hecka crazy. I remember seeing a big ass moon, and there was a moon behind that moon, and then turning, and there was another moon, and then turning, and there was like a crescent side moon, and then there was like another moon. It was hecka crazy. Did I remember? I don't know, like 1, 2, and then when I turned, there was like 3, and then like 4. I'd say like 4 or 5 moons. Mm-hmm. And they weren't all like, like 2 of them were like those crescent type of moons. 2, 1 here, and then 1 over there, and then there was a big one here, and another one behind it. It was weird. Man, that was crazy. And then like chaos, everybody started running. Like the world's gonna end. And it was hecka running. Just
panicking?
Yeah, panicking. And like trying to get out of like downtown. And hecka cars froze and people froze. And then I remember at a certain point, like somebody that was with us went up to the upper levels because they were looking for that friend that never came back down, like never left. And then they went up there, and then I remember when I went up there, they both had froze. They were both like dead, and one was with a kid. It was hecka scary.
Was it scary mainly because the people were freezing?
It was scary. It became scary when I saw those moons. It was like, it was scary just to look at all those moons. Like, oh my, and they were hecka close and big, you know? And like you turn around, everywhere I turned, it was like another moon, and I turned, it was like, oh my gosh, and I could hear everybody panicking and talking about, there's moons, there's more than one, all kinds of moons, like everywhere, and then everybody started panicking and running, like you just knew, like something was coming for us.
And you belong to Jesus for the cleansing power. Are you washed in the blood?